first step is probably one of the quickest in the country. I think he has a lot of room to grow because of his body frame. So that was his head coach commenting on Naquan Brown and LSU staying scorching hot on the recruiting trail. And what is most impressive about what LSU is accomplishing right now is again showing their reach, showing the ability to step outside of the state and make an impact with these high-end players. I mean, you talk about Brown, his finalist. He chose LSU over all the big boys. Penn State, Virginia Tech, who was a local team for him. Pittsburgh was a local team. Tennessee is close as far as the region goes. And he chooses LSU and becomes the 13th verbal commitment for the class of 2021. So LSU is starting to put together some numbers here as you get to the midpoint of the summer of this recruiting cycle for 2021. And the biggest one, as we said, is Mason Smith, and he's going to stop by here at 8 o'clock this morning. So LSU is trending again in the right direction, man. And I know that they had a couple of guys that have decommitted over the last couple of weeks, but they continue to push forward. And the more guys that you can get on the defensive line, the more guys that you can get that get after the passer, these are the guys that changes the win and loss column for LSU. I mean, this is the difference that Orgeron had to make when he was named head coach, over 3 years ago. And that's what he said in the press conference. He had to change the players on the line of scrimmage. And you've heard him here weekly. I mean, he's talked about the depth that they have built on the defensive line. I mean, the 7th and 8th guy, as far as the rotation goes, for this year's defensive line unit, according to the head coach, it is going to be Jacobian Guillory and Jaquelin Roy, two of his high priority recruits, two of his golden nugget recruits from last season. I mean, those were guys that were within the state on the defensive line that are immediate game changers. Obviously, there's not a plan to redshirt those guys. And hearing Orgeron speak about that he wants them in the rotation of 7 or 8 deep. Mason Smith is another one that you've got to get. But Orgeron has changed the complexion, changed the numbers, changed the playmakers on the lines of scrimmage. And he's done that immediately. And a guy like Naquan Brown is a great example of that, to step outside, go to the state of Virginia, a guy that everybody wants. You hear his high school coach talking about how freakishly athletic he is. He can get after the passer. These are the type of guys that, that make you a championship caliber program when you can step out, get these guys, and build depth with these types of players. Daily